to say that they have these conversations and they think that there is a real dialogue happening.
Well, we want to thank you for being with us. And as you head back to the Times, how is the mood there? With 100 people about to
Yeah, it's you know, it's.
How many do you have in the newsroom?
I think we have almost over 1,200, I believe.
And 100 are going to be axed by December.
100 are going to be either voluntarily take a buyout. You know, it's this project that we've done, and we've spoken about this before, we spent 10 months building a database, and there were probably 7 or 8 people involved in it. And
more extensive than the EPA. More
extensive than the EPA. And one of the things that readers said that was really encouraging is they said, thank goodness the Times is doing this type of work. It's expensive. We're living in this new world, and we're trying to figure out how the newspaper can be economically viable in this new world. For anyone who's watching who thinks that what the Times does is important, it's important to, we don't do a very good job of saying buy a subscription, but if you buy a subscription, you're supporting the Times or the Journal or Democracy Now! Or anything. You have to economically support the media institutions that you believe in. And what we're seeing right now is that if people forget to support those institutions, we have to fire journalists.
And the reality is that there are virtually no media companies left in America that could spare 7 people to work for months and months on one project to be able to come up with
I mean, it used to be, every major city used to have a newspaper that did genuine investigative reporting. Now there's, 2 or 3 newspapers in this nation that really do it. And you don't know the stories you don't see, right? Nobody wakes up and says, oh gosh, there was an important story on water, but nobody wrote it. It's very important that people support. We're so used to, at this point, getting our media for free over the internet and saying that it's such a wonderful world that we don't have to pay for the news. But when you don't pay for the news, people suffer, or the journalists suffer. And I know that public radio is dealing with this, you guys are dealing with this, we're dealing with this. If readers and viewers believe in media, buy a subscription, send in donations.
And thanks also for helping to explain why people regularly now, every week, are being arrested throughout places like states like West Virginia, being arrested protesting, for example, mountaintop removal, coal power plants, etc.
Yeah, and there's no one to cover it.
Charles Duhigg, we want to thank you for being with us, award-winning reporter for the New York Times, the author of the new series about the worsening pollution in American waters. It's called Toxic Waters. This is Democracy Now! When we come back, we're going to look at the CIA, following your tweets, your blogs, what you're buying on Amazon.com. Stay with us.
You don't miss your water. I kept you crying, sad and blue. Oh my God, I was a playboy. I just wouldn't be true. But now that you left me, good Lord, how I cry. I keep crying. Ooh, I didn't miss my water. No, I never miss my water till my well run dry. I sit here and wonder how in the world this could be. Oh man, I never thought you'd ever leave me. But now that you left.
Yes, Otis Redding singing "You Don't Miss Your Water Till the Well Runs Dry." This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org. We're broadcasting on over 800 stations on Pacific and NPR and Low Power FM and college and community stations, on public access TV and PBS TV stations and both TV satellite networks. Dish Network, Channel 9415, Free Speech TV, 9410, Link TV, and Direct TV, Channel 375, and we're video and audio podcasting at democracynow.org. I'm Amy Goodman with Juan Gonzalez. Juan?
Well, America's spy agencies want to read your blog posts, keep track of your Twitter updates, even check out your book reviews on Amazon. That's the lead sentence to a new article on the website of Wired magazine titled U.S. Spies Buy Stake in Firm That Monitors Blogs, Tweets. The article reveals how the investment arm of the Central Intelligence Agency has invested in a software firm called Visible Technologies that specializes in monitoring social media sites, including blogs, Flickr, YouTube, Twitter, and Amazon.
Noah Shachtman joins us here in our Firehouse studio. He broke the story. He's a contributing editor at Wired and editor of Danger Room, the magazine's national security blog. Okay, lay it out for us, Noah. What did you find?
So the CIA in 1999 set up an investment arm called In-Q-Tel that sort of makes investments in technologies that the spy agencies would like to see grow. And their latest investment is in this company called Visible, which basically takes blog posts and takes Twitter updates and takes comments on YouTube videos and sort of sorts them out and decides which people have the most weight in the blogosphere, which people are the most influential, and also filters out certain keywords, decides whether certain posts are hostile or positive. And it's basically a way for them to sort of keep track on what's going on in Twitter, on the blogs, et cetera, et cetera.
And who does this firm normally supply this information to?
Usually to companies like Microsoft. Right now, they're tracking the buzz on their Windows 7 release. They also do the work for Hormel, the processed meat company. When PETA was going after Hormel for some of their business practices, they kept track on the sort of anti-processed food activists. So it's usually corporate clients, although there's sort of a political spin to some of the work they do.
So in essence, they're sort of like an intelligence operation for the corporate world on a normal...
Yeah, they would say they try to spot trends and keep tabs on things, yeah.
But In-Q-Tel, you say, is the investment arm of the CIA. I think a lot of people just be surprised by the CIA having an investment arm.
Yeah, that's right. In 1999, the CIA set up this sort of separate agency that would make investments on behalf of the intelligence agencies. It was a way to sort of develop certain technologies without going through the formal contracting process. Remember back in 1999, that was like sort of the height of the dot-com boom. And there were a lot of these business incubators that were growing small businesses into something bigger. And In-Q-Tel was the CIA's attempt to do the same thing.
Is it reporting it's making money for the government?
It's a not-for-profit company,
okay.
But I do believe that it has, many of its investments have panned out.
So explain how Visible works. You talk about how it crawls over 500,000 Web 2.0 sites a day. Mm-hmm. Explain exactly. And then how do people protect their privacy?
Well, first they protect their privacy by not tweeting or not blogging. I mean, that's the way they would have to protect their privacy, or to do it within a closed, password-protected system. If you leave it out there, not only is the government going to read it, but Microsoft and Google just signed deals with Twitter and Facebook yesterday, where all your tweets and all your blog updates will be very easily searchable by either Microsoft's Bing search engine or by Google.
What's the deal?
The deal is basically that all your Facebook updates will be sort of fed into Microsoft's new search engine, and people will be able to see what you post on Facebook or Twitter or what have you.
And of course, for the CIA, given the fact that the recent reports of how tweets and other social networking are used around the world, sometimes to give advance notice on popular insurrections, mm-hmm. or for the CIA, this would be a sort of a normal direction for them to take if they want to collect more intelligence.
It would be. They're probably already doing so, but just in a less elegant way. So this is probably, for them, they view it as a smarter way to get information they're already interested in. The question is whether it's aimed out at international audiences or whether it's aimed in at domestic ones.
Noah Shachtman, you've also written about the U.S. military using a fleet of unmanned spy blimps to keep tabs on would-be enemies in Afghanistan and Iraq. Mm-hmm. Explain.
Well, the U.S. military in Afghanistan, I just got back from there in September, is very interested in what's called ISR, intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance. The idea is to see as much of what's going on in Afghanistan as possible and to hear as much of what's going on in cell phone conversations or what have you. And so these blimps are another tool to do it. There'd be cameras and listening equipment installed in these blimps in Afghanistan. It's another way to kind of keep tabs on what's going on.
And tell us what's going on in New Jersey. In New Jersey, you have written about the Naval Air Warfare Center.
Yeah, right. So in New Jersey, there is the Navy's got a sort of R&D arm, and they're looking to upgrade what's in those spy blimps and really kind of update the surveillance equipment, make it much more powerful.